legs. She can't even keep a straight face right now.
I can't keep a straight face.
She's turning a shade of pink.
I can't keep a straight face. Is YouTube going to work?
I don't know.
Doesn't say that it's live quite yet. And
loading.
we are live. Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming to
I'm
hang
on
out for
dead.
another
Please
episode of Titan's Table. We have our usual guests, Grim, which is in the black hole still.
I gotta clean my bedroom.
Yeah, sounds about right. We have
You know,
Asfara.
if you use a little Windex and like clean off the mic, we'll actually be able to see you. It's probably when you like had black lung and hacked it up.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah.
But could be true.
Of course, we have Asfara, the smart ass of the group.
Yeah, I forgot my gestures cat this week, so I have to lay it on a little thicker.
What a shame. And we have Mr. Undying MTG, per usual.
Yeah.
So I figured this week we could talk about some core spoilers. There has been a lot of spoilers within the past, week. We've really seen a lot of the substance of spoilers, which has been fun. I'm curious to get everyone's opinions on them. Some of the reprints, some of the new cards, you know.
It's most of the set's been spoiled.
Yeah, most of the set has been spoiled. But I think this week they're finishing up, because next week we have the early access streamer event, and then the week after's release.
Yeah.
So yeah.
The first thing that I can say is we were talking about before stream was what's the deal with the Chandras? Like,
oh gosh,
there's so much positive in this set.
There is.
Like, there's tons of positive here.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a good core set.
Yeah.
Why the Chandras?
I don't know.
Like,
I don't understand.
None of them are any good.
Yeah.
You know, the mythic one would be okay if it was 4 for 4. You know,
right,
like
exactly.
The only thing they're missing is a pumpkin latte in their hands.
Yes.
I'd like that.
Oh, you'd love a pumpkin latte, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You'd love that.
Pumpkin spice and Dunkin' Donuts. That's the way to go. I love pumpkin spice and Dunkin' Donuts. Come on.
Pumpkin
Oh, it's
spice
so
is
good.
It is.
I just brought that up to my wife, and she goes, "No, it's not even July yet. Enough." I was like, I don't care.
It's true. Oh, there's a coffee shop near me that has a sign up. It's a local one, and there's a Dunkin' Donuts there.
They have a sign?
Yeah,
they have a sign up that says
it
says pumpkin spice all year.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's my place right there.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, Chandra Awakened Inferno, right? Like, it's okay. But
all of the Chandras are just okay. Yeah, that's the problem.
Just the one from Kaladesh was awesome.
Well, I'm talking about the new ones.
Right.
The new 3 that were spoiled. All of them are just okay.
You know, it's kind of like all the Chandras just do the same thing over and over and over. Like, we don't have Chandras to do anything different. And Chandra Awakened Inferno, you know, it should be 4 for 4.
I agree.
Even if they drop the cannot be countered thing, the spell can't be countered, they take that out and they made it a 4 costing for 4 loyalty.
It would be
and the
usable.
Cards, okay, it's usable.
Yeah.
But the other Chandras are terrible.
Yeah,
the only thing that would make that 6-drop Chandra worth even playing, and not even saying it would be competitive, it wouldn't even be technically, to me, in standard, it would be like a kitchen table / modern deck that would have runaway Steamkin and like battle him and a bunch of creature stuff to be able to maximize getting it out quickly and, you know, pretty much efficiently. But outside of that, well, you know, I don't know. I just personally am not really a fan of that, or Gruul with some, you know, dorks and ramp. But I mean, 6 is pretty deep for that.
Yeah, I agree.
The only people they've been catering to feels like of people that are spending money is Commander. Like, doesn't even feel like they're trying to help standard. It doesn't feel like they're trying to actually, with the exception of maybe Modern Horizons, and even then, I still felt that was Commander Horizons.
I agree.
I mean, I mean, I don't know. I guess I don't know. It was like, to me, it was felt 50-50. But I definitely know where you're coming from.
Yeah. I mean, so when they design these standard sets now, they have to heavily take into consideration Arena. And
exactly.
yeah, when we look at this set, I don't I only see it. I only see the 50-50, like Erica said. You know, I see so much of this set being kind of like a commander set. You know, and you know, does that mean they're not putting a ton of thought into it for standard? It could be. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Aspera, you could be like completely right. Like,
I mean, if you look at everything that's been printed for the last like 3 years and really look at the sets that have done well, it's all been commander focused. And it seems like they're focusing tighter and tighter and tighter into commander. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to push commander going forward, or maybe even Oathbreaker, which honestly, I'd just as soon throw an Oathbreaker deck in a chipper shredder.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So is this, do you guys think maybe Arena, you know, before we talk maybe about some specific cards, do you guys think that maybe the fact that there's Arena is making their design lazier? You know,
I don't know about lazier. I
can see that.
I can see just the overall concepts of the sets being swayed that way, as far as like how we were just talking about as far as mechanics, but I don't know.
I mean,
I feel like there might be like a hint of laziness going in there into the design.
Yeah, I definitely think that. I feel like just everything has been, I don't know, I suppose I just feel like the past couple of sets have just really been lackluster.
So
in a lot of areas.
To kind of like hone in on a little about what Aspera was saying, look at these legendaries that are in here. I mean, got this Kaikar, another Omnath, which is great.
I mean, it's all tricolor. It's all tricolor, where people are dialing in on Commander decks. People are trying to play wedge decks the most in Commander. All the other stuff is just fluff, but the majority of decks are either your 2-color combos or your tricolors. There's the most variety within them.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that these 3-color decks, I think that you don't find casual to intermediate players often playing 3-color decks. I think they play 2-color decks. And these are all tricolored cards. And where tricolored cards usually going to go? Commander.
Not playing in Standard, I can tell you that right now.
Right.
The mana base does not support it, and short of a fetch land. I mean, the Scrylands were only played in Standard when there was a healthy mix of lands. Like, we got Shocklands right now to go with the Scrylands, so I could almost see that, but realistically, we don't have any fetches to stabilize.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let me bring that topic up, kind of focusing on cards. So we see that we got the Scrylands, but we have no dual lands, no core lands in this set.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's notable.
I was really upset that they did not bring back the core lands.
Yeah.
Like, I really wanted them to throw the other 5 into Standard and swap it up back and forth for support each year.
Yeah.
I do not. I love, from a commander perspective, the Scrylands, and I love the Scrylands in a control build.
Yeah.
But I am not going to run a red-white Scryland in a Boros build in Standard. Or in even Modern, man. I mean, it's just unplayable.
I mean, Eric, what do you think about the Scrylands and no core dual lands? You know, it's like, and how does that affect Arena too? I think that they need to. I'll just say one last thing is that I think that for Arena they need to consider keeping things like core lands in Standard, especially for Arena.
I don't know. I guess I'm trying to play devil's advocate here when I say that I'm going to try and give them the benefit of the doubt that maybe there's going to be something that's going to be coming out in the set in the fall that's going to make up for it, or that's the reason why. I don't know. But
the other 5 lands.
If they don't, then I have no freaking idea what the hell they're doing. I mean,
I have a fear that the other 5 Skylands are going to be in the, because we pretty much know that we're going to get Theros, right?
Yeah, take a look take a look at the core set lands. All of the non-basics, with all of the non-basics, I believe, come into play tapped.
Yeah.
That does not make for interactive single player 1v1
Yeah.
at all.
Is there anything, because I'm blanking and I'm trying to think off the top of my head, is there anything that's in Standard right now that allows permanents to come in untapped?
No Amulet of Vigor.
Is there anything that's in Standard?
No.
Okay.
No, nothing like that. But we did get more Graveyard Hate.
We did.
Oh, yeah.
we got now we got what's the land thing is.
Craft Digger's Cave.
I am gonna say that new land though, the new Lotus Vale is amazing. That will see standard play.
I think
that'll see standard play.
It will see
Only
standard.
Only because of hexproof.
Right.
Do either of you think it'll see play past standard? And by the way, I think the land Lotus Field is going to be great in whatever the new arena format's going to be.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be.
I think so too.
You know, but I mean, besides Commander, because I feel like there's a way to make just about anything good in Commander.
Yeah.
What about Modern or possibly Legacy?
It might be a turn too slow for Modern.
Yeah,
does it require the lands to be untapped?
Right.
Is the question.
Yeah.
Right.
If it doesn't require, I can't remember because I actually looked at it quickly and liked it.
No, it's not. So that's the difference between this
Yeah.
one and the other Lotus. The other Lotus requires it to be untapped because this one just says sacrifice 2 lands. So they took that requirement out. So you can tap the lands.
Yes,
with mana,
it
then
says
play this.
Yeah, it says land hexproof. It enters the battlefield tapped, and when Lotus Field enters the battlefield, sacrifice 2 lands, and then it just says add 3 mana of any.
Then that's Modern playable because I mean I could see a turn 2 drop something out, then put that into play, sacked, and especially if you turn 1. Well, think of it from this perspective: turn 1 Amulet of Vigor, turn 2 something, turn 3 put that out. On turn 3, you tap for 2, put that out, sack the 2 lands, get 3 more mana. You're on 5 mana on turn 2.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, on turn 3, not turn 2.
Yeah, turn 3.
It's 5 mana on turn 3 actually might be viable. But, I mean, I haven't really seen any spikes in Amulet lately.
Yeah.
I haven't followed it, but yeah.
I know.
I'd be interested to know if it's had any spikes.
Marine says Skylands are great for mid-range and control decks.
That's it. They're not really good in aggro. So, like the Boros aggro builds, there actually was a spike at Dominaria for Amulet, but that was Dominaria. There was
that was back sets ago.
There was another spike in February, but
was there?
I mean, yeah. Honestly, I don't see without Summer Bloom. Amulet Bloom is just not good.
Right.
So maybe this makes up for the missing Summer Bloom, but no, the Summer Bloom had the built-in draw.
Right.
So what do you get now? What, do you explore?
Right.
Yeah, you'd have to explore.
Yeah. I mean, there are plenty of things that do explore, but
I mean, you can run 2 of them.
Right.
Right. You could.
That's the thing, is it's not a legendary, right? So
no, it's not a legendary.
So yeah, if you could have 2 of these out, I mean, that means you're getting rid of.
That is actually something I didn't think about, but still,
right.
2 of them in play is not Modern. I mean, you're never gonna get to aside from maybe Scape Shift, and this isn't good in Scape Shift. You're never gonna have more than like maybe 6 lands max in play.
Yeah.
Are you gonna tap one of these for mana with? Well, I guess with an Amulet in play, you could tap one of these for mana and then put another one out, eating the first one and something else, just for a huge mana boost for something.
Yeah.
There is that actual artifact that prevents ETB effects from happening, so that could actually make it viable. But now you're trying to do 2 cards. It was the artifact from, I want to say Dominaria, but I could be off, that shut off ETB effects and caused Lotus, the original Lotus land to spike.
Yeah.
Anybody in chat got me on that one?
I'm not
Can't
sure.
think of the name offhand.
So I have another comment about Lotus Field, and it's, when it first got announced, everyone got really excited, and if you're on the Twitterverse, and if you're not,
Twitterverse,
what?
It's stay out of Twitterverse. It is the most cancerous of cancers.
Yes, I was just gonna say, if you're not on it, don't join it. But if you're already on it,
right.
Like, oh my God, it's a functional. Wizards isn't afraid to reprint a card from the reserve list. Oh my God, it's a reprint. It's same card.
People were freaking out. Oh my gosh, everyone was.
It's Terminator. I can't believe you printed that card.
I know.
It's not the same card.
It's not.
So it's not, and like it's in the.
It's actually stronger. Honestly, in my opinion, it's actually stronger. But
think
the
so?
ETB tap,
Depends, right?
the ETB tapped hurts it. It's situational. If you
Yeah.
have ways of
I
untapping
agree.
lands, it's really good. Why I say it's stronger is the hexproof, so it gets around all the cheap land
Right.
restriction and the formats.
But it's not as fast for combos, right? So if you need the 3 mana the turn it comes out,
You have to have bigger in play.
if you don't have bigger in play, it's not going to give you the 3 mana when it comes out. So therefore, it doesn't do what the other one does.
I mean,
Yeah.
the only other perk is there's planeswalkers that untap lands for you, so maybe with that they could be useful.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So,
But I really think that card is going to be good once again for Commander. Back to the whole topic. If you look at all of the key cards, even D's Nut Satchel is really good for Commander.
sure. What's your feelings about Lotus Field Undying? I mean,
Yeah.
Especially from a standard point of view.
Henry, you still hear us?
No, I just completely cut out. I'm like,
What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on it?
On Lotus Field.
Oh, I like it because I like
hard.
the idea of being able. I'm trying to just, make a deck yet, but I know this isn't like completely busted, but just one of the many reasons I love the card brought back is that if you have 2 white available, you tap that mana, play the land, sack those cards, play brought back, and then you get those lands right back.
Yeah.
Depending on what your build is, that could actually be very, very optimal. And then you'll have, going into your next turn, you'll have 5 available mana, depending on what other land drop you might have. So it could actually be 6.
Yeah.
So, I mean, at that point, you can play pretty much anything in your deck. So, I mean, that's just, like I said, one of the many reasons I love that card.
Is that white card?
Yeah, the two white instant.
Yeah. Oh,
that card is awesome.
That card is good.
Yeah, I'm
People are
actually
saying
a
it's
little
just
behind.
meh. And I'm like, yeah, right. You guys are nuts.
Oh, yes.
There's so much you could do with that thing. And the fact that you can do 2 target permanents, so, I mean, that's anything. I mean, if it was like 2 creatures, I could be like, okay, I could see why people are just kind of meh about it. But the fact that it's anything,
Exactly.
I mean, that's crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah, that white card is super awesome. That card is awesome.
It's a very solid card. Very solid.
The other thing I kind of asked is, people, when this card was announced, everyone went, especially on the toxic Kittiverse.
Yep.
That's what I call it. Anyway.
Yeah.
But when that card was announced, everyone went crazy saying, "Oh, look, Wizards isn't afraid to reprint a functional reprint of something on the reserve list." My response is, I talked to some people about this. I didn't have a ton of conversations about it, but I'm saying that this is not an example of that because this is not the same card.
What brought back? Are we talking about brought back right now?
Yeah, brought back.
What are they trying to say it's a functional reprint of? Because I can't think of anything.
Not brought back.
Oh no, he's talking about Lotus Field.
Okay, because I know, the only
card I can't think of the name of it, but we were talking about that.
So So people think that it's a functional reprint of Lotus Veil, which is a card that's on the reserve list.
Yep.
No, functional reprint means that it is a duplicate of what the original would do, and it's not by any means. The fact that it's battlefield tapped, and the fact that it doesn't require the lands to be untapped is 2 steps removed, which is more than a qualifier to say that it's not functional reprint.
Right.
I would say a functional reprint of a card would be Days Undoing, and even then, that's not a functional reprint.
Right. People are just trying to say that it's more proof that Wizards of the Coast is not afraid to make a new version of reserve list cards.
Yeah, they just got to word it a little differently.
Right.
The truth of the matter is, they're going to keep doing this. They're going to keep pushing the envelope. They've made they've told us so many lies in the last 4 years that I don't even think a lawsuit in court could hold up over the breaking of the reserve list.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. Is I don't have any faith in them, to be honest with us.
Since 2015, they've lied to us on average about 10 to 15 major times per year.
Exactly. There has been so many lies and so much dishonesty to consumers. And not even just consumers, but to stores as well, There's just been so much of that dishonesty.
True. True, but
Yep.
and that's all good points. I was just making the point that I don't get where people are coming from when they're like comparing this card. It's a Lotus Veil. It's in the spirit of Lotus Veil,
It is.
but it's not.
It
It's
is.
not Lotus Veil. It's not a functional reprint.
It's what happened to Lotus Veil if Lotus Veil were to both simultaneously get better and worse at the exact same time.
Exactly.
That's a good point. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the lands don't have to be untapped, which makes a huge difference.
Right.
And
it really
enters
does.
the battlefield tapped, which makes a huge difference.
And it's
So
also
now
got hexproof.
Yeah, I
Right.
mean, you use your lands. The hexproof. The hexproof is what like made me fall in love with the card. I was like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, that's
Right.
cool.
Solid.
Right.
I'm not saying the card isn't cool. I think it's great that they added hex.
Right. I do like seeing it.
Hey,
I do think it's cool to see.
no land destruction can hit it. So
Right.
I have no problem with the card.
Not easily.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I was arguing with people just over the fact of it not being a functional reprint, and Espera, you make a lot of great points of why it isn't, and that's why
Right.
I was trying to make.
Being a huge junkie and follower of the reserve list, I can
Right.
tell when the card's a functional reprint and when it's not. And
Yeah.
this card is at least two steps removed from the reserve list.
Fair enough.
Yeah, Daryl's asking chat about wizards. I've heard all about how Watsy is clumsy and doesn't playtest enough, but damn, they're liars too. Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
They are very dishonest.
I don't know if I would.
Think
Put
about the
them
chamber
around
they
the
hang out at. Think about the chamber they hang out in. It's very, very intellectually dishonest.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, they're liars about the reserve list.
Right.
I mean, I know for a fact that the Hasbro lawyers have been looking for a way to break the reserve list
Oh, I'm
for
sure.
a better part of a decade now.
Oh, I'm sure. That would be no surprise at all.
That's true.
Man.
So, hey, guys, I'm looking at the artifacts, and we have Bag of Holding.
Oh yeah, these nuts of holding.
Yeah, these are.
Yep.
Would it be cool if they actually made more magic items?
Think about
From
using this.
magic cards.
Think about using the bag of holding with Karn.
Oh.
I pay to tap, draw a card, discard it, then minus Karn and get the card back.
Yep.
Yeah. If it's an
Man.
artifact.
Even
Yeah.
the artwork on it makes me think of a Bag of Holding from Dungeons and Dragons, which, as
Well,
we
yeah.
all know, and if you don't know, is an iconic magic item from
I think
the first.
Flavor wise, nothing about this card is a bag of holding.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is with the bag of holding is,
Yeah, I was only talking about the artwork.
okay, the artwork is gorgeous.
It
reminds,
is.
except for the fact that stuff is hanging out of it, so that's not a bag of holding. But they're using the generic term for bag of holding.
Right.
But yeah, the abilities, I agree with you. It's just discard a card and then return it. I guess I can see where they were going. It's like you take the card, you put it in your bag, you sacrifice the bag to return everything from the bag. That's not really how a bag of holding works. So
See,
yeah.
but you know what I would have done with it? I would have changed the wording. I would have done 4-tap exile bag of holding. Hear me out. Return all cards exiled with bag of holding to their owner's hand. Meaning it's a trigger that goes on the stack that people can interact with, and if it resolves, you get your bag of holding back to be able to replay it.
Yeah, that's I like that.
Yeah.
Like that.
That would have been
Eric,
fair enough.
what do you think? What do you think of bag of holding?
What do I think of Bag of Holding?
Yeah, what do you
Sure.
think of it?
I think in the right deck, even in standard, it could be definitely usable. It's just in my mind, I'm sort of trying to think of exactly what, but
Right.
I'm kind of blanking. But I mean, I'm sure there's something that is completely slipping my mind that it could be very valuable with.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah,
I mean, just
so
the aspect of even if you just wanted to use the pay to tap it to draw and then discard. I mean, that's still not bad for a 1-drop artifact. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, so it's definitely not bad.
Yeah, it's not.
Right.
It's not bad.
no.
It's not bad.
Any
Francis
other-
says all they need to do is rebrand the card back to reprint reserve list cards for the Lotus card. In regards to the Lotus card.
Come again?
Francis had said all they need to do is rebrand the card back to reprint reserve list cards. Back to
Oh.
what
True
we were
enough.
talking about.
Well, no, what they could do is actually I wouldn't see a problem with them releasing limited edition factory sets, kind of like the old collector's edition sets, for all these old sets. They could recapitalize on the old reserve list. They could create a new format built around it. They're not functional reprints because the functionality is tied to tournament play. Right. The other thing they could do is just flat out print these cards and say that if they were to ban all of these cards on the reserve list, just flat out ban them, except for casual play, they could functionally reprint them, because then they could reprint them without violating their reserve list, because now the cards are unplayable, or they could do actual functional reprints of the cards because the functionality's gone. Like, they're not functional anymore.
Right.
That's the point.
Yeah.
They're not functional. They're banned, not usable. So
right.
whatever version of it's like Strip Mine and Wasteland, right? Strip Mine is clearly a better card, but you can't use it in any tournament play. Well, actually, it's vintage legal. You can't use it in Legacy. You can't use it. You can't use it in Legacy. So of course, Wasteland is very popular in Legacy, simply because you can't use Strip Mine.
Right.
By the way, if you haven't noticed, if you run Bag of Holding with Library of Lang, you get to do really funny things.
Oh yeah, I didn't think of that. I was holding early today. I didn't think that. That is true. Library of Lang and Bag of Holding. That's I walked away from the table. Those cards would piss everyone off. Yes, it would, Marine. Yes, it would. We're not saying. I don't think any of us are saying that they're going to do that.
We're just saying hypothetically.
And Wizards would do it if they think they could legally get away with it without getting sued.
They
would. Like I was saying earlier, the word around town is that there is a case to be made to sue them if they do get rid of those cards, if they do reprint those cards.
Right.
They get rid of it, they reprint them.
Here's what I'll say. There is a legitimate practice known as investing based on a corporate promise. And if a company makes a promise and you make an investment based on that promise, and they then later recant that promise and backtrack it, then anybody who made an investment accordingly would have legal grounds to sue the company over the losses in finances from what they from the highest point in the value of the investment. So, for instance, if a corporation says we're never going to make paper cups again, and you say, okay, cool, I'm going to buy all your logoed paper cups, or I'm going to buy all your stocks because of this. Right. And then suddenly you start printing paper cups and your stock plummets because of it, you have recourse to go after them for your investment. Now, it's a very long battle. It is very likely that it would succeed. It would take a very long time of court, but they don't want the backlash, because think about it. The incentive doesn't seem like it's there until you calculate the total net worth of the reserve list.
Exactly.
I mean, you could take the simplest reserve list card, or you could take the most expensive. I mean, just take the total number of underground seas in existence. You have 3.2 million revised play sets, 179,000 play sets of unlimited, 6,600 beta, and 4,400 alpha play sets. If you multiply that by the price of each one of those cards,
right,
you come out with a massive number.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah. It would be huge.
So there's that, and I have to throw this out there too. With Wizards really wanting to be big in the digital market, do they really care about the paper reserve list? At the end of the day, you have to ask a question, right? Do they really even care about the paper reserve list and what it means anymore? Right. Because they view their future, I think the investors in Hasbro view the future of the game really lying in the digital product.
Right.
I'm not saying they think it's the end of paper, but
right.
At the same time,
yeah,
I think that paper, their ultimate focus is not on paper.
Right, they're trying to put their faith in a digital format.
No, their ultimate faith is pushing forward with Magic Arena, where nobody owns the cards and they get all the money.
Exactly.
And at the end of the day, when it stops making its quotas, they can pull the plug and not have to worry about backlash.
Right.
Well,
exactly.
We told you from the beginning. Thank you for giving us all your treasure chests. Now, there is an argument to be made that the money you put into Magic Arena for the service for playing the game because of the paper game could be constituted what's that? If they decide to pull the plug, could be bad faith on them, and there is possible recourse to get your money back that you've put into the game.
Yeah.
But they just have
But
to argue paying a service.
That's a whole legal argument because they make the argument.
The way they do everything, the randomized boosters, the lottery dust cards, and everything else. I don't know, man. I think that it's a gray area. I don't think that the suit would ever go through, but I could definitely see somebody trying to push the envelope. At the very least, it's going to cost them some amount of money to go to the courthouse, and even if it doesn't make it past dismiss, they've wasted all this money on lawyers.
Right.
That's true. I mean, what do you think about it all? I'm dying.
What, are you talking about the reserve list still?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we'll finish off with that and move back on to some more spoilers.
Yeah.
I just say they don't really care about it. They're going to keep tiptoeing around it and doing certain things because that's going to just continue to be the trend. And then, like you guys were already saying, it's like they're going to be slowly trying to integrate more, trying to get people into arena versus paper. Not saying that they're going to completely get away from paper because I think that would completely piss off a lot of the paper players because that essentially makes up the bulk of your player base, and I don't know, that'd be sketchy on their part if they actually did that. I mean, I could see it from a monetary standpoint on why they would want to do that because then now you're not having to invest in all that paper,
right?
And then
you don't have to invest in the actual product besides keeping servers up and maybe updating graphics and making new sets and putting the sets in. It's so minimal compared to what they have to do now for paper.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I could see them though breaking the reserve list, and here's why. I could see them doing it as lottery ticket 2.0, one in a case to sell more booster pack sealed product. But honestly, if they were going to do that, it probably would have been done already. The only other way you can break the reserve list with no backlash is if they sell the IP of paper. If they sell the intellectual property to a new corporation, then the reserve list dissolves, and that's where Hasbro messed up. When Hasbro bought Wizards for TSR, and they said we're going to honor all corporate decisions made, they should have just said, "Hey, look, we're taking over the company. We're not going to make any changes to the way the company is run." And if they had said that, then the reserve list was toast. It was gone.
Yeah.
So I guess it's a waiting game to see what happens.
And there is precedence already because the reserve list is 535 cards right now. It used to be over 1,000. Sol Ring used to be on the reserve list.
Right.
But there is precedence for them taking things off the reserve list.
Right. Which means that they could go through and say, well, we've done functional reprints of X, Y, Z, so we're going to take this off. Wheel of Fortune's been done as a judge promo, so we're going to pull this off. Any card that's been reprinted for X, Y, Z reason, any card that's been printed as a gold back has been technically reprinted, so it's null and void from the reserve list.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That opens up survival of the fittest.
And again, the reason why I kind of brought the reserve list up again was because I think with the printing of Lotus Field and with all the comments that are being made about it, I think it becomes the reserve list becomes another conversation.
It just brings the topic back up.
Yeah, it kind of like brings the topic back up.
Right.
That's kind of like why I went into it. So there is a reason. It's around that card, but again, as we were all saying, Lotus Field is not a functional reprint of Lotus Veil. They're different. They're in the spirit of each other, but that's fine. Magic has lots of cards that are in the spirit of each other, but are not the same card.
Right.
Similar,
but not similar enough to where they're the same card.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, going through, looking through spoilers again, and one of the other topics that I see people kind of tweeting about or talking about is the ley lines, right? And it's great. It's great that we see the ley lines, and definitely Ley Line of the Void is an awesome card, and having a reprint of it is really great because the card is super expensive.
Right.
It's a $60 card.
Oh, as far as raising his hand, we'll get to you in just a second.
Finish that thought.
The thing I'm gonna throw out there is the one sentence I'll throw out there, and then I'll leave it to you guys. Is people are saying that, oh great, ley lines, but they're in there because they're lazy.
Right.
They're in there because Wizards are being lazy about actually coming up with things for the set.
They don't know what else to put in those slots.
Yes.
I'm gonna say no because it's a core set, and by its definition, it's supposed to be heavier on reprints. So people are like, "I want new blah blah blah." I'm happy to see the 3 most expensive ley lines in Modern reprinted in a standard set. It really feels like they are actually pushing Modern in a way, shape, or form that might be viable within the next year for the layman to jump into the format.
Why didn't they reprint fetches in Modern Horizons then?
Realistically, the new canopy lands are, in my opinion, going to be as expensive as fetch lands within a year.
That is a bet. Well,
that's a call, everyone. Buy them.
My hand's
now.
on fire. You want to shake?
That is a bet that I would definitely want to think about.
Pumpkin pie.
Ooh, I just don't see them. So, all right, I guess I should say. So you think they'll be like $100? Because I'm looking at Tarns are 90 to 100.
Honestly, I'm saying like 50 to 75 range.
Okay, so that's I just don't see them being that high though.
You don't, because it's a print to demand set, with people not understanding what print to demand really means.
I'm not.
Demand doesn't mean there's a.
Well, no, right. It does not mean that it's right. We talked about this last Titan's table. I think that
selling,
it was.
They're not going to print it. There's not going to be any more.
Right.
No, we're going to get more printings, but how print to demand works is simple. The distributor says, I want to order 50,000 boxes. All the distributors get together and say, I want to order 50,000 boxes total between all the distributors.
Right.
Wizards goes, okay, cool. We're going to print 40,000 just in case, and we're going to ship it out, and then we're going to set another 10,000 to be printed after the fact.
Right.
Plus, it also means that, hey, look, I got Core 2020 coming out, so we can't print right now because we got all the presses printing that. We've got Commander coming out, so we can't print because of that, because Commander goes right off. In fact, Core 2020 is on the press right now. It's finishing up, and next week will probably, when they start doing the Commander decks for 2020.
Right.
So those decks are going to get 2019. Wow. Yeah, it hurts.
Yeah, it's
It hurts to think. I can drink more water.
It's okay. It's okay. I think that we understood what you were saying, though. Right.
So let me just quickly say what I kind of think, and then I'll give it off to Eric.
Yeah.
I think it's cool that they're there. Again, because of Modern, because they're expensive.
I agree.
The 3 most. At the same time, I know it's a core set, but I don't like thinking that they're just reprinting. They're just putting things in the core set just to put them there. I think the core set still needs to benefit Standard. There still needs to be a design reason,
right?
A design, like a thought behind the design of why a card. How is a card going to work in a standard format?
Exactly. They could have always put it in something like Modern Horizons.
Yeah, but
the reason why I was going to say the reason why I can tell you, in my opinion, why they didn't put it in Horizons is because Arena.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
That's the reason why. That's how you're going to get
like
Modern cards into, the Arena circulation, more or less.
Right, and if they want to eventually make their own Arena Modern format, having cards like that are good in paper Modern, but also the Arena's version of Modern is going to be important to have in there.
Right, because I was trying to tell people, they kept saying, the coding and this, that, and the other thing, and I'm like, yeah, I said before, I think they will eventually have a whole lot of Modern cards on Arena. It's situations like this is how they're going to piece it in. Like here, you got ley lines, boom, that's 5 cards. They're just going to piece it in little bit by little bit by little bit, and then as time goes on,
eventually it will be half decent. Right.
That was a great point. And it's goes back to what I was saying earlier was, are the designs of these standard sets, are they are they heavily taking consideration Arena over actual paper, and how's that factor into the design? And that's a good point. Is to get cards into any type of Arena Eternal format, they have to be in a standard set. They can't be in any of these.
Honestly, no, because they could just print Arena only sets.
They could, but are they going to? And they haven't indicated that.
Right.
Honestly, they said that somewhere down the line, and when they first announced Arena, they said at some juncture down the line, all your favorite formats will be available. But for now, we're focusing on Standard. So I could see them accelerating the time schedule if the money's cranking in like it is. And if people are like, give us Modern, give us Modern, give us Modern, I could see them trying to make all of these formats more playable.
Yeah.
Fix the damn shuffler.
Oh,
yeah.
Don't get me started on the freaking shuffler on 9.
Oh man,
Please.
I had the Reddit trolls freaking just
man.
stirring stuff up because I said something on the Arena subreddit saying that, you know, I was like, well, if the shuffler was half as good as MTGO's, I'd be all in on it, you know.
Yeah.
Did people attack you for that?
Oh God, yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, saying I'm a fucking idiot.
Yeah, don't even.
Else.
Yeah, of course.
Goddamn Reddit.
I know.
People on the Magic official Reddit are. I'm
Nah,
sorry. I don't know where they came from. Like,
the
jeez.
official one because they let any pleb in there.
The official one's so bad. It's so
the,
bad.
The first
official one they attack you.
Right.
Oh yeah. Anytime I've posted up a video on there, like literally.
Yeah.
In the matter of not even 1 minute of my video link being posted up, it's like nagged out like immediately.
Yep.
The gatekeepers are insane on there.
Yep.
Like they tried saying, oh, we're making it to where, you know, we're not just going to ban hammer people for posting up content. But yeah, but you admins and whoever else are the freaking trolls on there just immediately downvoting it without even giving it a chance. So, I mean, what the hell's the difference?
Right. I understand what you're saying. I get it. That's why I don't really use the Reddit anymore. It's not worth it.
Well, for someone like myself that isn't quite as successful as you, I still need to just scratch and claw for
at the beginning of the channel, when I was strictly doing Magic, I was trying to utilize the Reddit, and I haven't posted any content on that Reddit in so long. I just mean in general as like a patron of the Reddit, like someone that just tries to go in there and randomly talk. Like, I don't use it anymore at all, even just for like mild conversation or trying to comment my thoughts on something, because it's not worth it.
Oh yeah, you can't have a conversation
if your mind is outside of the hive.
Oh yeah,
like whoo boy, man, you're getting
welcome to the chamber.
Oh yeah.
It's a firing range of stupidity.
Oh, it is. It's like, gosh, man, can't you guys just think for yourselves for just 1 minute without somebody telling you how to think or speak? Like, gosh.
Right.
It's insane.
Dev says just stop using the Reddit. Well, it's supposed to be a place for community,
especially for a content creator that's trying to get some sort of notoriety, especially when the algorithm like gives you the fist.
So I'm gonna tell you, like they're trying to turn YouTube into Netflix. Don't try to chase the algorithm. You're going to fail every time. Just keep talking, growing your core, your channel
core
organically,
audience, right?
Your core audience, but more importantly, look into something other than the echo chamber. Look at Minds. I mean, there are some actual really nice communities there, regardless of what the media thinks of them.
Right.
Go to the smaller places. You'll grow like 10 times faster going to these places than you will going to the echo chambers of doom.
Right.
It's true. I mean, think about it. I mean, Dark Titan gets subs every day, and I don't, not all the videos are getting into the algorithm. Right. So not all the videos are getting unrecommended, and even without being unrecommended, just by slugging it along over the last couple
it's also
of years,
the number of videos.
Right.
The biggest thing that'll get you, the biggest thing that'll work for anybody, like this was my best advice for you, and like you're talking to somebody who only has 2 subs on their channel because they don't try, but I've helped other people. The best thing you can do on YouTube, hands down, put out 2 videos a day. Even if they're like 5-minute, like even if it's like a main video for 10 minutes and then like a little 5-minute what's on your mind. It's not about trying to get partner, because nobody under 100,000 subs is getting partner ever again. You're not getting AdSense, you're not getting dollars. Monetize some other way, create some type of like Patreon like club where like they can subscribe for the year.
Right. You don't want to have to rely on things like AdSense and whatnot, especially with demonetization and things like that.
That's gonna be the word of the year with when the ball drops and.
Yeah, right. What if when the ball drops, they just do a mass wave? Everyone's demonetized. So, everyone's channel just get mass demonetized.
No, what's gonna happen? This is what's gonna happen. The day I finally hit 1,000, they're gonna raise the bar on me again. They're gonna like 4,000. I'm like, oh, come on.
So, no, Eric, I was talking about that with someone the other day, and we were talking about, wow, we were kind of speculating that we think that YouTube is going to raise it eventually to 5,000 subs. Like, and we don't have any proof of this. So this is,
I swear they will.
and it would be crazy. Like, I think you're going to hit 1,000 before they would do anything like that. Most definitely.
I hope to God, so that'd be nice.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, we were just kind of speculating, like, yep, they're probably going to put 5,000. Like, it's definitely
Tragedy averted.
Right.
Anyway, hey, I just to kind of get people's final thoughts on the ley lines being in the set. How does everyone think the ley lines are going to affect standard, both arena and paper? Just kind of combine the thoughts. Are we going to see them play a lot? Like,
yes.
Sanctity's awesome. Void is awesome. Those are great cards.
Sanctity, Void. So all of them are playable in standard, hands down. Especially the green one.
Yeah.
The red one's pretty gross. The blue one is going to be in every control deck. When I used to play it in standard back in the day, it was a 50-cent card. Nobody played it, and I was like, I'm going to play the hell out of this card. And the white one will probably see the least amount of play.
Yeah.
In standard, I could see that one being the least played.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, hand control is really not huge. So, I mean, there's really... Well, I mean, burn is. So, I mean, that's one way to look at it. But,
yeah.
I don't know. I guess that's my modern brain going. Is why I went straight to hand control.
Fair enough.
But, but burn I know is pretty huge. But,
the Leyline of Sanctity seems to me more of like a meta choice, meaning that, let's say you play Legacy or Modern, like, and you know in your store that like half the people play, let's say, Legacy Burn or Naya Burn, or some type of red aggro deck in Modern, and it becomes a meta choice. So you know that, oh, well, I need this either in my sideboard at the very least,
right.
And you base that on the meta that's in your store.
Yeah.
Going to like a large tournament, like a Grand Prix, I don't know. Is Leyline of Sanctity something that would be in your sideboard?
Depends on the percentage of rush. It depends. Honestly, in standard, it depends on the percentage of rush in the format.
Yeah.
Red Bird is actually a viable deck. It's really fast, and cutting them out of those burn spells from direct to the grill is going to be the difference between life and death. I could see it as a minimum of a 2 of in a sideboard, especially like the control decks. Any type of blue-white, blue-black, or Esper build is going to run a minimum of 2 on the board.
Yeah. I could see that.
Point.
Yeah, I would totally agree with that for sure. It wouldn't hurt.
No, not at all. And like you said, Espera, that red card is punishing. The red one is punishing. And I don't see it being played in other formats, but
I don't
standard,
either. But
it's a great ley line.
Right. Fair enough.
Any kind of other thoughts on these ley lines, Eric?
I would say, keep as far as, I wouldn't say from a flipping standpoint, but just as far as just keeping an eye on the price of them, just so you get them for the best price possible.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
We don't know how low they could go, but just keep an eye on them.
Right.
Especially, for me, Void is probably the nastiest of them all, in my opinion, but that's where my mind's going.
Especially if you play Modern and you don't have them, 2 formats, 1 card. It's a good card to invest. They're good cards in general to invest in, especially for something like Modern, where Leyline of the Void is so it's used. It's very popular.
And it's $60, so a reprint is good.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
So I saw, something interesting with Leyline of the Void, right? And I kind of mentioned this earlier, was it's that graveyard thing. And we also see that we get Draft Digger's Cage in the same set.
That was interesting to see. I wasn't expecting that.
Why hasn't Pure Steel Paladin spiked yet?
Which card?
Pure Steel Paladin.
Is that the white one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about it.
I'll be honest, I was just looking at that today at work, and I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, well, think about it this way. I was looking at the Colossal Hammer, and the first thing that came to my mind is, oh my god, Pure Steel Paladin.
Yeah, that's true.
A lot of people are looking at turn 2 freaking Glistener Elf.
Oh.
Yeah. We were talking about that in the board.
Oh my god.
Mr. Geo, who's in the chat, brought that up, and I was like, oh, dude, that's just wrong.
Yeah.
You play a few Curios, you drop out the Colossal Hammer, you throw out a Glistener on turn 1 with a green-white land, you go a white land on turn 2, pure steel, swip it over, punch, and dead.
Yep.
Oh, that's so
Boy.
Yeah.
You know, almost. Oh my God! Is there a way? Concordant Crossroads is not modern playable. Oh, there's a potential turn 0 kill with that. Force of Negation is going to change a lot of it, though.
Yeah, that's also true with cards like, newer cards like Force of Negation being in Modern. It's true. Dev says Giver of Runes is better. He says Hammer, Glistener, Alpha Sorcery Speed, and gives no protection.
It doesn't give any protection, but I mean, if you as a player, you're going to play it smart. So if they're tapped out, I mean, that's game.
Right.
I mean, you're not going to, if you're going against a control player,
jump
they
in
have
with
two
them having 10
blue untapped, you're not
open,
going to try dumping that out because you know they're going to counter it. So I mean, you got to play it by ear. But it's just, again, it's the theory of it that it can happen and it's a viable play.
It's the theory of play versus draw. Am I on the play versus am I on the draw? If I'm on the play, then I'm more likely than not going to get it off. If I'm on the draw, then I'm probably not. I mean, it's no different than any of the other I'm going to kill you with infect strategies. Glistener Elf is just weak.
Yeah.
It's true.
Oh, it dies to a gut shot on its own.
Yep. Fair enough.
So, yeah, grab Digger's Cage and Melee Line being in the same set. I find that interesting. I'm not saying that it's wrong or it's bad.
Right.
I just thought it was
interesting.
Two cards that really make it so the graveyard doesn't function. And I got to go back to the thought: are they both in the set because they want them in Arena?
I would say so. I mean,
think of it this way too. We also get Steel Overseer, and Grafdigger's Cage, both of which are going to be huge in Standard for Arena. Which honestly, I hate Arena, but I look from the perspective of the reprints, and I feel it's just they're printing all of this stuff to make watered down Modern a thing in Standard.
Yeah.
In Arena, what we're going to end up seeing is we're going to see Extended actually be a playable format again before we get any further.
Yeah.
Old Extended. Old Extended was one standard back, right? Or was it done by years? Were they measuring it by years?
Extended?
How was Extended measured? I forget.
So Standard
was it by years or was it by
I'll give you a layman term. From September, it's rough. Standard is the last 2 years, and Extended was the last 4 years.
Okay. That's better.
It was hyper standard. And then you have what was referred to as hyper extended, which would be the last 6 years of Magic.
Yep.
Which also sounds like a really bad injury.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it does.
And I can't believe they actually made Voltaire Key better.
Oh yeah, granted,
it says another, so you can't go infinite with Rings of the Brighthearth and Mana Source.
Right.
But
there's always that but. But
I mean, I feel it's better.
Yeah.
What do you think about it, Eric?
What's that? Sorry, I was just typing stuff in the chat, and I kind of blanked out there. My ADD
Manifold Key is better than Voltaire Key.
Oh gosh. I couldn't even tell you, to be honest.
Yeah, it comes down to like kind of opinion, what you want to play.
Yeah.
So you kind of take a look at it.
It's how you play, how you use it, or use them rather, and I guess
it depends on if you're playing like the artifact decks that just want to do things that don't involve attacking will probably use both, but the decks that want to kill you are going to run this.
Well, right, they're not going to run both. Yeah.
Yep.
Fair enough.
I do agree with that.
Yeah. For sure.
That's true. But I am excited that I saw Steel Overseer and I was like, yeah. I mean, that card's used in Modern a lot. I mean,
I definitely see that as well. This is just me. I mean, trying to be the psychic here and try to pick the brain of Wizards, and they might try, getting some artifact heavy stuff coming in the near future. Not saying that it's going to be the next block per se.
Right.
But as we know, what is it, like 2 years in advance they got stuff already put down for their sets? Isn't it something like that?
So paper's generally done 2 years in advance, whereas the concepts are actually much deeper than that. You tend to find that they're planning 4 years down the line and they're testing 6 years down the line.
Right. Right.
So I mean, I when I seen that, I just was kind of thinking like, man, certain artifacts that, especially in modern, that are used a lot, and I'm like, I don't know, maybe we're gonna see some popular artifact stuff coming back at some point.
Possibly.
And
All I know is that we're getting Theros
soon.
soon.
I mean, yeah.
That's the only damn thing that I know. They've hinted it plenty of times now, and they've even said that we're going back to Theros eventually here. It's gotta be one of the next things that we
Honestly,
see.
I think we're hitting Phyrexia first.
You think so?
Yeah, I really
do. Either, to be honest.
I mean, either would be a fair shot. Either would be a fair shot.
Why the Skylands? I just want to throw this up. If we're not going right back to Theros, why the Skylands now?
Right. And why all these artworks with like Theros related things like Elspeth? Yeah. We've seen a ton of arts. Even Core 2020 has like 2 or 3 different arts with like Theros and one has Elspeth on it with the
you got the God's Willing I'm looking at right now.
Oh yeah, it's such a beautiful art. Oh my, so pretty. So pretty. I just feel like they've hinted towards Theros so much in the past couple of sets.
And I know that I know that Theros is not the next set.
Right.
But I think maybe after that, possibly.
Yeah, there's a chance. There's a chance, that's for sure. Francis says Vikings. Vikings would be cool, but I feel like they've just talked so much about Theros. I don't know. They did say that they wanted to do like a Viking-esque set soon, so that could be one of the next things that we see as well. That's for sure.
Oh my god, thank god they wouldn't overlap the freaking dinosaurs, Viking riding dinosaurs.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm looking at prices for Steel Overseer, and you know, this M21's ordering. Basically, they're pre-ordering it for like $4.
Yeah.
And then the other versions of it, I think it was like a $15 card, right? Before it got announced for M20, which was like $50.
Steel Overseer, I'm not sure what it was before it was announced.
I think it was pushing almost 20. Here, I'll pull it up right now.
I think that it was something right around there.
But this one is definitely it's ordered. I think it's pre-ordered for like $4. So we're definitely. And I don't know what Leyline is pre-ordering for, but I'd be interested in seeing that.
I'm not sure. I will. I'll look it up real quick.
So I'm going to tell you right now that the Steel Overseer is pre-sealing at 5.
Yeah.
Okay, 4 or 5. Yeah.
Leyline of the Void is pre-ordering for $16.99.
Wow.
On
wow.
2020.
So that's
really?
Yep. And the Leyline of the Void for Magic 2011 is you can buy it for like 23 online in the guild pack. Leyline of the Void says 41.
Green says, "I'm sure we're gonna get spoilers of the next set in like a week or two."
Yeah, right. Well, we need spoilers for.
Oh gosh, yeah. And Francis just said Commander.
Oh
yeah, Commander.
I still have 2 cases.
It's coming again.
I still have 2 cases of Modern Horizons I would like to sell before the next set drops, so I have money to buy the next set.
Well, you better hurry your ass up.
I'll just take it home and put it in my closet. Forget about it.
Yeah, right.
That's a gold.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Leyline of the Void right now is sitting at an average of 17 from that set. I've got the full set open.
Which definitely makes it far more accessible.
It does.
That's great. So if it being in standard does nothing more than that, and we all know it's going to do more than that because it's a block card.
Oh yeah.
But if it does at least that, I mean that's something that's.
I don't think that it'll stay around 17. I think that it will go back up. I think that it'll go back up maybe around 25, 30. I don't think that it's going to stay that low, but then again, it could. I just don't see...
I'm looking at Leyline of Anticipation at pre-order right now at $5.45.
I think that's a great price for that card, because that card's pretty good.
It is.
I think it's too high.
You think it's too high still?
What's that? Here's the thing. When it was in standard last time around, it was like $2.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I have to take all pieces of sales data into mind, and the fact that the Commander players want it might actually hold it up. It also comes down to how much of it's going to get printed. But that card was 87 cents to $1, and then slowly ticked up around Theros to like 3, and then it's just a steady uptick, and now a plummet. I'll be right back.
Makes sense. So I'm
I see.
What's
sorry,
what's up, Grim?
Sorry.
Go ahead, Grim.
Oh, no, I was just agreeing with that's fair.
Yeah.
And what he was saying about those prices.
Yeah. They're not.
You know,
I think that they're not bad prices. I see things like Void going back up a little bit because they are used. It's not like it's a card that is not used.
I definitely see it spiking again after rotation.
Yeah.
After that card rotates, even though we're going to have a ton more of them out there.
Yeah.
Has returned.
And yeah, so it's going to drive down the price ultimately, but yeah, they definitely go back up a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm looking at
so.
the mythic planeswalkers that are in the set. And
Yeah.
besides Sean, we already talked about. I don't know. I don't see anything that's really catching my eye.
I feel the same
Johnny,
way.
Lou, Thorin, Vivian, and then Chandra, of course. Yeah, Johnny's okay, but I'm looking at this theme they have with the mana cost. 6, 6, 6,
Yeah.
6, and
They're
6.
high. Undying.
Yeah,
I see you. I see you getting excited. Undying. All right.
Am,
what are your thoughts? I see you like. Oh wait. I'm ready.
It's not for standard, but I feel I'm probably gonna butcher the name here. The Mew Yanling Sky Dancer is gonna be a thing for Commander.
Yeah.
I mean, for the -8. And not even for anything else outside of that. And there's so many ways to add additional loyalty counters to it.
Oh man.
I mean, that's just dumb. And then Sorin is just instantly vampire tribal, and then for 3, that's just nuts. And then you hit that -3. You could have any vampire that has an insane cost, and then boom, it's out on the battlefield turn 3, and you still have a 1 power on Sorin.
Yeah.
So it's not like it kills them.
Right.
So I'm kind of liking how precon. All the 6-drop planeswalkers are all precon planeswalkers, so they're only foil. And the fact that they're pre-ordering so high is like literally the definition of drug-infested psychosis. Because, like, I'm looking at Yelling Celestial Wind at $20. This weekend, you can go out to your LGS, play in Planeswalker Weekend, and buy the deck for $10.99.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that what they are? They're $10.99 now? I thought they were
1 booster pack.
Yeah.
They went back to the core set model, which I really like, which is 5 decks, 5 Planeswalker decks, 1 booster pack in each. Well, it's not suggested $10.99. It's probably going to be closer to like $11.99, $12.99.
Right.
The online assumption is they're going to be $10.99.
Right. They'll probably be a $1 or $2 more most places.
Yeah, I mean they're okay. I guess I can see what you're saying, Eric.
Yeah. For sure.
I mean, where do you, Eric? Where do you think that these are going to see play? I mean, you were saying not in standard. You thinking arena?
See play in standard because there are some vamps in there and stuff yet.
Yeah,
but
there are definitely.
I definitely would say if someone's trying to do some stuff with modern vampires, it's definitely going in there.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be a 4 of for sure. It's not going to be just like a 2. It's going to be a 4 because you're trying to get that turn 3 hit and then blast some other obnoxious vampire out. Because the thing is that they can't counter the creature coming out. As long as Sorin hits the battlefield, you're taking that vampire and putting it right out. It's because it's not being cast.
Right.
It's just you put a vampire creature card from your hand onto the battlefield. So unless obviously they have a return target permanent or creature, what have you, back to the your hand. But I mean, that's still, to me, I think that's being very overlooked, and I'm not going to say I'm potentially speccing it to do, a huge jump, but I'm just saying I feel it's definitely not being taken as serious as it
could have, or it should be, right?
And
fair enough. Yeah.
That's probably my favorite one out of the entire set.
I really like Sorin. I think that he's got a lot of potential. Especially, I do see him being played in standard as well. I think that standard is an atmosphere right now.
Walkers are playable.
What?
3-drop splashable walkers are playable.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. And one thing I guess I've told people from a speccing standpoint, I know Francis is a specker as well. I don't know if he'll agree with me on this or not, but the one thing, as much as I'm usually not a planeswalker heavy player, when it comes to speccing, if it's a planeswalker and it's got at least some solid upside to it, and it's a 3-drop, you might as well grab them, because I guarantee you at some point in time someone's going to end up using them for something, and it's going to go up in price, especially if it's like around the $10 or less or less range monetarily speaking at some point.
Right. What
it's
is
Commander or something else? I mean, at the very least, Commander.
Right. I'm actually really curious. What are everyone's thoughts on the Cavaliers?
I gotta look those up real quick.
There's a Cavalier of Dawn, Gales, Night, Flame, and Thorns.
So what is it? Just one per color?
Yeah, so it's one per color, and they are all 5 costs, 3 of the colors, and then 2 colorless, and they all do
mythics,
something different.
Right?
Yes, they're all mythics. It's a new what's it called? A new
Archetype?
Yeah, like a new archetype, like a new cycle. They're I don't know how to feel about them. A lot of people like them, but a lot of people at the same time say they're interesting, but are they good enough in standard? And my problem is the cost of them. They all have really good, like, one's a 4/6, one's a 5/6, one's a 6/5. They're all good in power and toughness, but ability-wise, some of them are kind of lacking. I do like most of them, though.
I like them, except for I'm just one of those people where this is just my own thoughts, but most cards that have like a monocolor dominant casting cost, especially when you're talking 3 of one color,
yeah, because they're all 3 of they're all 3 of their color and then 2 colors.
No, I'd have to read the red one, because I could almost see a rush deck running something like that as a finisher if it's good. So you got the red one is triple red and 2s. It's a Night Elemental. It's a 6/5. Let's see. It's got red 1. Creatures you control get +1/+0 and gain haste until end of turn. When it enters the battlefield, discard any number of cards. Draw that many cards. That's pretty good. When it dies, it deals X damage to each opponent and each planeswalker they control, where X is the number of land cards in your graveyard.
I don't see that. Yeah, I don't. I feel like that last part.
I know what that was printed for. It
What?
was printed for that. It was printed for that new enchantment that lands matter for modern.
I mean, I don't see it ever being utilized in something like standard. I don't see that really being used. I feel like that
I really could.
Meh.
I could see
red needs a big finisher, because if they haven't beat you in the early game, they need to draw into something that's just going to win them the game.
Right.
Red needs a new Inferno Titan.
Yeah, it
Right.
does.
Inferno Titan was huge. I mean, when it was in standard, it made all the red decks, even though the red decks were generally pretty quick and not mana heavy decks. But at least it gave the decks that big finisher, and it gave you that draw.
The green one will probably see play in some type of stompy build, because
they
can accelerate the green mana.
I really like the green, and I really like the blue. The blue one to me seems cool. It's the 2 colorless 3 blue 5/5 elemental knight. It has flying. When it enters the battlefield, draw 3 cards, then put 2 cards from your hand on top of your library in any order. And then when Cavalier of Gales dies, shuffle it into the owner's library, then scry 2.
So basically, it's a brainstorm, and it's got I don't die. That is a finisher in any type of control deck.
I think that's really good. I know that it's a 5 cost, but it is a 5/5. It has flying, and then it doesn't die.
Do you know how many 6 and 7 drops I've used as finishers in blue control?
Yeah, I'm not.
I mean,
everyone's always like, it's so big, it's not gonna see play. I think something like this could definitely see play.
The point of the blue control decks, right? It's generally to just stop them from
that would be a win con.
Anything that can attack
exactly.
And then you drop the big bomb and you win.
Honestly, that blue one is pretty gross. I would build around that as my finisher.
I feel like some people are just like, they're okay. That blue one is really solid. I thought that it was just me that was like missing something, but I feel like it's good. Yeah,
Why would you? How come you want them as legendaries?
Because honestly, I could build interesting decks around them in Commander. Think about the blue one as a legendary.
Right.
Let it die.
Yeah.
It actually generates its death effect. You shuffle it in the deck, and because it's shifting zones, you move it back to the command zone.
Right. That would have been so cool. But
like the rest of them, not so much. Well, no, the rest of them have exile effects and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah.
There's like modern kitchen table, whatever format you want to talk about here. There's actually an elemental budget deck that I was brewing up, and there was a red card that popped in my head to get that out fast to cheat it in.
Yeah.
Is oh my god, I'm gonna butcher the name. Incandescent Soul Stoke.
Oh,
they did give us
Incandescent
new
Soul.
monocolored legendary triples.
It's a three drop red, 1 red and 2, and then it has the ability of you tap 1 red and 1 in it, and then you may put an elemental creature card from your hand onto the battlefield. That creature gains haste until end of turn, and then sack it at the beginning of the next end step.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually that'd be pretty cool to use those together.
Yeah.
You know,
For sure.
That'd be a good deck.
Yeah.
You should do a brew video on that.
I'm considering it.
Yes, do it. Do it.
The new legendary cycle looks like it might be playable. The white one definitely is.
Which legendary
Which
cycle?
Seraph Skyblade.
Oh,
it's the
yeah.
4 triple white for 7/7 flying lifelink.
Yeah.
It's got you may pay white and tap 4 untapped creatures you control rather than pay at the spell's casting cost, which is good. I could get that out on like turn 3.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know in current standard, but I know in other formats. The big thing is other creatures you control have flying and indestructible, so it's kind of a replacement for Avacyn.
Yeah.
But it's an angel.
Right.
So it's good with that one.
Yeah.
We were talking about it on Monday. Was the Jeskai card? I'm trying to find it real quick because I forgot the name. The Kaitar Wind's Fury that goes along with the Angel, because whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you create a 1/1 white spirit token with flying. Then you can sack a spirit to add 1 red mana.
Mm.
So you combo that. We use that with the Angel. So I mean, you're going to be creating little chumpy flyers, and then you're able to get that thing out, and then it gives everything indestructible.
Yeah.
That's true.
Do you know what card I'm excited for in Standard? Drawn from Dreams. That card.
Dreams.
It's 2 colorless, 2 blue sorcery. Look at the top 7 cards of your library. Put 2 of them into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order.
Oh yeah,
that's pretty cool. Yeah.
It's just like, what the hell is it called from Theros Block?
You know, that in Cavalier, you could cheat really easy. If you cheat your way into that blue Cavalier with that, that's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, it's true, and it's another Theros.
Let's see how many pro players do that at the next event, you know?
And it's another Theros themed block. So again, we're going to say, like, even if the next set's not Theros, one of the next 3 sets, I think, will be Theros.
Yeah.
Oh, they got smart with their wording.
What is it?
Artifact, Portal of Sanctuary. It doesn't interact with the Leyline of Sanctity at all. It says return target creature, so 1 tap, return target creature you control, and each or attached to it to their owner's hand. Activate this ability only during your turn, not only anytime you could cast a sorcery.
Right.
Nice.
That's you know what?
It's still going in Breya. It is 100% going in Breya.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Breya. Most used uncommons. 2 of the most used uncommons I think are going to be in the set. Will be Ember Hauler. We're going to see that in every red deck. And God's Willing. We're going to see that.
God's Willing. I really like it. I just, maybe I'm biased because I like the art.
Another teaser for Theros.
Yeah. It has. Because it has our girl.
Yeah.
God's Willing was originally from Theros.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm happy to see it in Standard. I'm happy to see it.
I think it's going to be that and Ember Hauler are going to be 2 of the most used. Comics.
Yeah. Hey, Undying, will you please make me a deck around Ferocious Pup?
Ferocious Pup.
2 colorless, 1 green, 0/1 creature wolf. When Ferocious Pup enters the battlefield, create a 2/2. Will you please make me some infinite combo with Ferocious Pup and a million wolves, please, for me? Please, for me, make me a tier 1 deck with it. Please.
You know what card is currently severely underpriced for pre-order right now?
What card?
Is it?
Tail's End.
Which card is that?
It's blue and a colorless.
Oh, yeah.
Counter target activated ability, triggered ability, or legendary spell.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. I did see that.
That card is like I saw it. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
What card is it? I didn't quite.
Tail's End.
Yeah,
It
Tail's
is the
End.
counter spell that eats a legendary.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, that's really all you need it for.
Right.
I mean, I like the fact that it's a Void Slime that's cheaper than Void Slime and hits a legendary.
Yeah. It's a rare. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, the legendary spell.
I like how they have this.
Later legendary.
Yeah. I like it.
Wasn't there a monocolored version of Void Slime that came out? Because Void Slime is a blue and a green, right?
Yes, there is a monocolored version that's just 2 blue, but like it's almost like they made it better. Like,
Yeah.
I don't understand this. Like, they're giving us good cards. It does not compute.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, and that's kind of where it comes down to. I said, I was saying that, like, yeah, like I think the whole Chandra thing in M20 is junk, but there's a lot of positive in the set.
There is.
That's
A
a
lot of
big
it
fact,
looks
that's
good.
good.
Yeah. A lot
Like, I'm
of
just
it.
devouring the blue information right now.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of solid blue in this set.
Man, slip me all the blue.
There's some damn good blues in this set.
Where's
That's
my
for
Jet
sure.
reprint? Why is Jite not in this set?
What, Umazawa's?
Yeah. Why is
Who
it? I want
knows?
my.
I don't know. Why is the Deathrite
Every
Shaman in this set?
I know.
Yeah,
Why
is
not
it?
Shaman in
Jite.
standard?
Yeah, why
Be
not?
amazing.
Oh, it's no
Bring him
College Street there.
Bring him back.
Yeah. I miss it. I miss it.
Carl's gonna
Um,
show up right at the end. We're gonna all say like Deathrite Shaman right at the same time.
Marine says disallow. I loved disallow.
Mm.
I like
Disallow was okay. I like Dissipate better.
Yeah. Maybe I was biased because of the art. In a shiny version, it was super pretty.
Yeah. I'm sure
I
Disallow.
like Disallow. I really do.
Yeah.
Good card.
There's just right. There's better cards. CJ says, "Why isn't Bloodbraid Elf in this set?"
I don't know. Why didn't they put Noble Hierarch in this set?
Right, yeah, right. Where's
There's
the
so many cards.
Tarmogoyf standard, guys?
Where's Aether Vial at? Where's-
Yeah,
Oh my
right.
god! Oh my god! Oh my god! They put Negate in. Yes. I'm almost there.
Oh
Yes.
man, we would have
Yeah,
missed
it's
that
great.
shit.
I'm reading the important colors. They're all side by side. It's Esper.
Yep.
I mean, Disallow. I'm just gonna say my piece on Disallow. It's a good card. It's a great card.
It is, yeah.
It's
I'll be
better
right
than
back.
It's certainly better. It's better
Please,
than
God, let's make
Cancel.
fun of them.
But
I know you said good vote. Can I leave?
would I play Disallow over Mana League? I don't know. I don't think so. Because Mana League costs 2. It's good early game. It's bad
Splashable.
late game.
Right.
But
It's
good-
fair enough.
good early game because it costs 2.
You're
So,
talking about the
yeah.
most controlliest of douchebag controllers you'll ever meet. Me.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
are they done spoiling the set?
I don't know.
No,
I don't.
there's
It
some
doesn't
cards.
feel like it because
I don't
like
think that it's done.
They have-
Let me check.
They have 2 more days. of
Oh no!
spoilers.
Wait, no! It's 280 out of 280.
Oh, is it? So the whole
It's
thing is there?
done. It's 280
Oh,
out of 280.
really?
It's all there.
Yeah, it's
But
280
is that
out of
inclu-
280. I
but-
didn't
but-
think
but-
that it was done. I thought that.
No. Is that including the fact that they're counting the cards from the intro decks or not?
That's
Because-
not. No,
Because
that's
the intro decks add another like 15 cards. It's
no.
actually
It's
two.
it's the full set. It's the full
All right,
set.
then why did they print 6 out of 10 tricolor cards?
I don't know.
Yes, good question.
I'm pretty sure this is the full set, not counting the intro deck cards. I'm pretty sure. At least I'm pretty sure that's how Mythic Spoiler has worked in the
Let me click
past.
by the numbers. Where is that button again? Oh, they don't.
I mean, Mythic Spoiler is claiming this is the whole set. And
Yeah,
I'm not gonna go
they
through
are
them
claiming that-
individually. I'm not going to go through them individually, count them. So I guess I will
Right.
believe that it is the whole thing.
Yeah,
you
but is
know?
that 280 of 280, or do they count the
I don't.
Well, I'm
I
going
don't
to go look at those deck planeswalkers. No, it looks like they all have a normal number.
So apparently there's 3 cards exclusive in the Spellslinger that's going to be standard legal. We get Imperial Outrider again. Yay! Ugh.
Yes. Imperial Outrider. Read Imperial. What is Imperial Outrider?
Imperial Outrider is
Yep.
a 1/5 for 4 mana. Why do they have to say that that's standard legal? I don't understand because we just don't care. But
All of
hey,
the
whatever.
cards that are so yes, I just counted them because there are 5 rows. I just counted it. The 280 is the full set. The full set is
Wow.
spoiled. I did just count it. It's fully spoiled.
I mean, I don't know. I think it's a solid set.
Yeah, I mean it's
For a course,
okay.
especially, I think it's very, very good in my opinion.
It
I
is.
like it. I feel like it's
Now
well
that the hype's
rounded.
over, people need to start thinking about Modern Horizons some more and start grabbing it while they can because, I mean, I've got a feeling that if people focus on other things, they're going to miss heavy opportunities.
I mean,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's for sure.
We got, let's see.
Deb in chat says pretty neat D&D card. I assume.
Yeah.
Talking about bag of holding.
Yeah, bag of holding's cool. I think it's cool that they did that.
This isn't
Oh
making
yeah, he's
sense to
talking
me.
about it.
What?
I'm going down the list,
Yeah.
and when I go down the list, the rows are even, rows are even, rows are even, and then bam, we get hit with an extra card in multicolor, right? Then we
Yeah.
get hit with an extra card in artifact, and then we're missing one in the land section. Based on that, that's like 200. That's like less than 280 cards listed there.
Pretty sure that I just. I think it's the full. I'm not sure. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, that's 280. So adding in the 4 and then the 2 and then like the unevened rows. I don't know. My counting could be off. But I think that's the full set.
I see something from Innistrad. Dungeon Geists.
Oh yeah, there are a couple interesting cards in here that are kind of like Innistrad themed. Also, the wolves, like Night Pack Ambusher, like the wolves are they're bringing like wolves back, which we don't see very often.
Okay, guys, we have a 280 card set spoiled with 281 cards in the main list.
Is there?
I'm not kidding you. I'm
Maybe,
really not kidding you. If you scroll down the entire list and add it up and take a look at it, there's 281 cards there. Because
maybe
if you go to the
of
gold borders, maybe one's mislabeled and in the wrong section.
Right, maybe one's mislabeled and it's supposed to be in the Planeswalker deck section. Possibly.
Yeah, then there's the buy box, right?
Right.
That could be it, the buy box. I bet money on it.
Yeah.
What's the buy box card?
I
forget because they haven't sent them to me yet.
Buy a box core 2020 is Angel of Rebirth.
Really, they haven't sent them yet. That is
Ryan.
Are they like behind right now? Because I used to get that. I remember getting that stuff like weeks in advance, a couple weeks.
Yeah,
no. They've done some change ups, and weeks in advance are still like. Don't forget, we still got what, a week and a half to go.
Yeah.
They'll probably ship it to hit on Wednesday or Thursday this week. If it doesn't arrive by Friday, we call them and get it in for next week.
Right. The buy a box promo is not in this list.
At all.
It's not in this list. I just checked it. It's not in this list.
Yeah, but I mean, if you scroll down the list and look, when you get to the multicolor, there's +1 extra in the multicolor. Then when you get to the artifacts, there's +1 extra in the artifact. When you go to the lands, including the basics, you hit -1. So that puts us up +1. It's 100. That's 281 cards.
Bizarre. Maybe they put one in that's supposed to be in the Planeswalker decks. Possibly. I mean, maybe we have a 281 card set. Never mind the buy a box promo that's not on this freaking list.
Online too. What is the buy a box?
It's it is, what's her name?
Rian.
Oh no, she is. Okay, she is in this list. She is in this list.
Where is she?
She is in the multicolored. She is.
I think the Tezzeret was
that's it right there.
So she is
the buy box promo.
Yeah, she's a 2 colorless, 1 red, 1 green, 1 white, 5/4 legendary creature angel with flying. Other multicolored creatures you control get +1/+0, and whenever another multicolored creature you control dies, return it to its owner's hand at the beginning of the next end step. She is in that list.
More importantly, she is number 281 of 280.
Yes, she is.
Yeah.
I didn't see her at first when I was looking at the legendary.
So that's why there's 6 out of the 10 3 colors. I will bet you money that the other 4 are going to be the Commander 2020 decks.
Yeah. I'm excited that there's an Omnath in this set.
I could almost see them doing that and then like making those cards part of this set and then saying, "Oh, retcon,
Right.
these are all legal."
Right. They could. Who knows?
I mean, that would be, yeah. I mean, I could see them doing that. But
Like they've been liking to do 4 decks, and if the Commander 2020 decks are 4 decks,
Yeah.
Honestly, that's gonna be it. I will bet you that we know the decks now, and they tied this one in here for the Bio Box promo, and then the Commander 2020 are gonna be 4 decks around the other archetypes.
Right.
That
Yeah.
could be. I mean, we have no information about the Commander deck.
Annoying.
Yeah. There's. I don't know. Overall, I'm excited for Core 2020. I feel like everyone's always so unexcited for core sets.
I love them. When they said they were bringing them back, I was like, yes.
I was very excited too. I really like the core sets.
When they took them out, I was one of the biggest people that said, I can see why they're doing it, but they're dumb because they're leaving no buy-in for young people. Absolutely none. Of course, when you come back to playing Magic, or when you were a first-time player in Magic in the modern era, the first real set you remember is either the core set or the fall set, because that's usually when people start typically playing Magic, is at the beginning of summer, end of fall, school related, or I'm on summer break. Hey, my friends are all doing this at camp. Let's hang out and play it.
Right. Yeah, fair enough.
Here's my question about the core set, and this goes back to a video that was done on Dark Titan Enterprises about a year ago when 2019 came out, and I'm sure Vara will remember because she shot the video.
I do.
And it was talking about the importance of of a core set, what a core set means. And in that video, you said that you were happy and excited that the core set came.
Yeah.
Core sets were coming out. Now, here's my question. My question is, do you guys think that the core set is actually doing what its namesake means? Is it actually functioning? Is this a functional set as an introduction to Magic? Does it actually do that, or
Eric,
is it just saying that that's what it is?
Eric, what are your thoughts on this one? Because I have a very interesting take on this core set.
As far as getting beginners in,
let me just say the core set before you answer. The core set, in the mind of Wizard, is meant as like the basic. It's the intro set. It's a simpler set, and we're going to use it to bring in players.
It's also a bridge set.
Right. That's how I always looked at core sets. Is I always used to look at them. The reason why I got kind of salty when they got rid of them is like Rob said, it was the bridge between blocks.
Right.
It wasn't like meant to be like this huge thing, but it kind of filled the void of certain stuff to kind of help bridge the two together. And I can see to a degree where it could be beneficial for newer players, but like this set, I don't know. For me, this particular core set, it's like it could just be me, just because I've played long enough. But I'm looking at stuff and I'm like, a lot of this stuff, as a new player, I think you're going to be kind of overwhelmed, because I mean, there's just a lot of stuff. Like, to us, we're like, oh yeah, this could synergize with XYZ, but it's stuff that a new player just coming into the game is going to be like, what?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, but it's a good set, but to try to sit here and say that here's this set for somebody who's never played, I think that their brain is going to be in complete overload on trying to figure out how to go about doing stuff.
Yeah.
That's just me.
So from my perspective on this set, it's Commander core set. Just like Modern Horizons was. There's a lot of key cards in here designed for Commander players to get them interested in buying boxes. But as a newer player, they know more and more young people are playing Commander because it's a group thing. They can play it at lunch. They can do it as a huge activity. A lot of clubs are doing it. A lot of feedback on it is push more Commander product, push more Commander product.
Right.
The tie-in for this set definitely feels like it's going to tie into the Commander release in July, August. The last week of July, first week in August is when it comes out.
Yeah.
Also, aside from the multicolored cards in this set, it really is a simple set to play. I've looked through most of it. The wording's cleaner. the mechanics of the set seem relatively easy to understand. They give you clear, precise instructions on how to do each card, although there is a surprising lack of reminder text for a core set, but I don't think we have any mechanics that need reminder text in this.
Right. I agree.
Yeah, I think those are all great points.
Yeah,
For
definitely.
both of you guys. For
Yeah.
me, um, I'm kind of seeing these core sets as something that Wizards. Well, this is what I think they should be.
Yeah.
I I don't think they should introduce new mechanics in a core set. I don't think they should
Agreed.
do that. I think they should
Right.
all use. I think they should basically just use evergreen mechanics, and I think core sets should always be evergreen sets. And to kind of expand on that, just reprint things that you need for standard, like cards that you need mechanically that might not fit into the story you're trying to
Right.
tell in the actual sets, but makes standard a smoother experience, a better experience.
Right.
And I do agree with the attitude of, yes, let's just go in there to reprint. Let's make sure it doesn't break standard. Okay, it doesn't break standard. Let's put it in there. It's a $60 card. We can get it down to a $30 card. And I know they can't say that publicly, but I know they're thinking that in the back of the head, making sure that cards that are important to formats are accessible.
Right.
I think it's okay to take a core set and throw a card in there just for that reason, and
Right.
throw cards in there. That's why I think the Scrylands should have been in one of the story sets, so not
Right.
a core set. I think the core set should have had core lands just to keep them in standard because
Right.
they're mana fixers, and you want to make sure that your mana base is strong for standard. If it's not, well, people aren't going to play it. They're going to be kind of just angry.
Right.
So
I got one more thing on that though.
Sure.
I actually think the core set is where you want to throw some more powerful cards into as opposed to any other set. And the reason behind this is it has the least impact on standard. It's 1 year in the cycle and then it's gone. So they could throw something in and test it. And then, oh my god, this card's busted. Get rid of it now. That's why I think cards like Ley Lines are in the core set and not in a big set. Because if they're in a big set, they're in standard either 15, 18, 21, or 24 months. In a core set, they're only in standard for 12 months.
Yeah.
Maybe a little longer because like they rotate the following year on the fall set rotation. So it's like closer to like 14 months.
Yeah,
but
it's 15 months. I just counted technically because they come out in early July and they rotate.
And they rotate in September.
Yeah.
Well, no, October, first week October.
Is it first week October? I thought it was last week September. First week October is 15 months. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess it's the same as printing it in the set just prior. No, because then I mean technically by that definition, the set that comes out just before that's in standard for 18 months. Then, so yeah, it's 3 less months in standard.
Right.
But I think, I mean, did you guys kind of get the gist of like how I was looking at it about like putting these evergreen mechanics / evergreen cards into the core set and using it more of a like, and I like the idea of the bridge set, you know, you were talking about, Eric, and I look at it like, yeah, it's a bridge set. It's keeping evergreen cards in the format without sacrificing something you might want to put in a set for, I don't know, story or limited, things like that.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I like the idea of the core set being an evergreen set, but in the same retrospect, you need to be able to sell the set, so you can't put too many reprints, which is why they're going with the 75-25 ratio. I bet if we added up all the cards that got printed in the set and counted the total number of actual reprints, we're sitting at 25%.
Right.
I mean, yeah, that's a good point. I mean, at the end of the day, it's all about sales, right? If you can't sell the set, if people aren't excited to get the set, then the set goes nowhere. And you know, we're not yet at the time in the game when the only thing they care about is arena. They care about it a lot, but it's not their only consideration. Plus, let's hope it never gets to that, but who knows? It probably will someday.
It's technically a 305 card set.
Right.
Because you're talking about like because you're
all
including
cards.
all of the stuff from the starter decks, right?
If
The
you
intro
count
deck.
everything, including the starter decks, 280 main, one buy a box, 5, 10, 15, 21 planeswalker cards with an extra on the black, and then 3 extra spell slinger starter kit cards.
So, yeah, it is over 300. Yeah.
That's 305. That's exactly 305 cards. It's 25 plus 100, 200. Sorry, it's 305. It's 25 plus 180.
Yeah. So
280.
to me,
280.
I think the last thing I'll say about what I feel about the nature of the set is, Wizards, yes, they're trying to market as this is a jumping on point to the game, and that's kind of how they market the core sets. Does it exactly accomplish that? I don't think it does. I don't think it's really a beginner set.
Yeah.
It's not, but does it matter? No, because I think it's more important that it be that bridge set that Eric is talking about,
Right.
and it have some type of evergreen type cards, even if they're not all reprints.
Right.
But yeah, I totally get it that they need to sell. They need to have new things in there to sell the set.
Yeah.
And I'm down with that. But at the same time, I think that having things like core lands in every set is fine, and they should do that to keep standard healthy.
Yeah.
But it's not. But it's not. I don't think it exactly matches the marketing Wizards is doing with it. Like in mass market, they're pushing the core 20 and the core 19 set as like the jumping on point. This is what you get if you're a beginner, and it's not exactly that. The beginners don't know, so I guess it doesn't matter. I guess that's what I'm getting down to here is it doesn't matter that it's not really that because beginners don't know because they don't know the game good enough to know that it's not that. So it doesn't matter that it doesn't exactly match that. But how they have it branded, they can push it as that. It's already branded as like it's the core set for the game. So every time you see core, they think that's what you start with, and that's how they're marketing it. But at the end of the day, is it really that? If you know the game mechanically, no. But it doesn't matter that it isn't that.
Right. Fair enough.
Yeah, I don't know. Does anyone else have anything to say about Core 2020 before pre-release? Hey, is everyone going to pre-release? I know that.
I am.
Obviously, you're going to pre-release.
You're running it.
I'm going to pre-release on Friday too.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's Friday this time around.
Yeah.
I would have never guessed.
That's right. What about you, Undying? Are you going to pre-release?
Oh my god!
I think it was a smart decision on their part.
I think it was too.
To get rid of the midnight. Hey, and
get rid of the midnight cheating.
Yeah, get rid of the midnight.
Oh, they're not doing a midnight one anymore.
No, they moved it to Fridays at like after 4 p.m. or something.
Oh, okay.
So here's how it works. Friday local time, 3 p.m. in the afternoon is the earliest one you can run. They ran a hard line and said you can't do it before 3 p.m. in the afternoon.
Right.
You can't start the opening of the packs. This is really good on a multitude of levels. It eradicates people saying, are you running a Midnight Madness? Well, I'm running one better. You can come play at 3 p.m. on Friday or 8 p.m. on Friday.
That helped me out for people like myself that got to wake up at 4 or 4:30 in the morning to go to work the next day. So I mean,
if you've ever paid attention, like I've gone to a bunch of Midnight Madnesses back before I opened my shop. I always ended up seeing the same people at Midnight Madness, and then I'd come back like midday on Saturday to play like one or two, and the same person that was at Midnight Madness the night before looks exhausted, but somehow managing to get a foil and a non-foil of the most powerful card in their set, in their pool.
Why not?
They have one, and it's like, and they played in a different store. It's like, I played a Midnight Madness here last night. My pool was kind of garbage. Somehow the stars were aligned for me today.
Yeah.
Like, I hate cheaters. I really do.
It's so true.
Stab them all in the kidney.
And I bet more people do that than we want to believe or want to admit.
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
more
it's
people
true.
are probably doing that.
Not stabbing. It's sport.
Yeah, I just
more people
it's sad, but it's true.
Yeah, Eric, does that mean you're going to make a Friday, or are you going to go Friday?
No, unfortunately, no, because my niece has been bugging me to go to one of her softball games, and this is her last one. So I was like,
come
I'll
on,
go.
niece. This week?
Go to 8 p.m.
I know.
Come on,
All right,
man.
come to mine. I'm running at 8 p.m. just for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Only a
yeah,
12-hour drive.
I'll make the drive.
yeah. I'll give you $10
I'll see you
for
a week
gas.
from Monday.
You know,
Yeah.
I'll chip in.
Yeah.
Oh, I would definitely
No,
put on the gas for that one.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, look, I've gone to GPs in Columbus. We
Oh.
just get in the car, we drive straight there, 12 hours, bang, go to the hotel,
Yeah.
wake up a couple hours later, go register, and just play all day. And then,
Yeah.
I think every time we went to Columbus, we left.
Show of hands in chat. Who wants Vara to actually stream a pre-release for once?
It's
come
not.
on.
It's not as easy as you think it is.
I got a phone that can record.
I get
true,
it.
yeah.
I get it. But
Yeah,
is there
thanks,
anything else
Magic.
that you guys wanted to talk about tonight for Titan's Table?
That's covered all the topics I had written down for this week. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I
and-
covered everything on my list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Nice list. Nice list.
Where's the list? Show it.
Oh, there you go.
Show it. I dare you. Eric.
That's a
Yeah.
good ass list.
Nice. Eric, did you have anything else on your itinerary for this week?
Nothing for the week, but I guess I'll just note. I know you guys may have seen. I know Vera's seen the poll I had on Twitter, trying to
Yes,
see
I
about
did see
changing the
that.
days of
Yes.
stream night, since I'm only doing one a week, and maybe it's because Mondays are just super congested. Maybe that's why I'm seeing a
Thursday?
dip in viewers. So I'm
Yeah.
going to test run next week. I'm going to do Wednesday, and then the following week I'm going to do Thursday and see how that goes.
For
and then
sure.
try to make a definitive, figure on when I'm going to do it. And then, obviously the Wednesdays that, we're doing this, I'll just substitute and do like a Thursday stream. So I'll just do back-to-back streams.
I
How about
think
you do
that
Thursday?
doing
They do Wednesday, and then you invite a couple of us on once in a while, and
Yeah.
we'll come liven up your streams and get you demonetized.
yeah,
there
for
you go.
sure. Yeah.
I'm off.
Yeah. I think doing
Our
something
guy
like
MTG will never be monetized.
oh yeah.
It's okay.
And you're and all the other guys that make content on the channel are going to be super pissed. Why do you have
Oh,
those guys
yeah.
on?
I'm like, it
yeah.
happens, It can't be any worse than having King of Jank and JJ and Lang on, because I know, those guys, man, they get pretty rowdy at times talking about some stuff.
I just think a day like Wednesday would be good because I feel like so many people stream on Mondays, and I, of course, do too, but I notice a significant difference in my viewers Mondays to Thursdays when it comes to Magic. I've looked more into it, and so many channels stream on Monday. I just feel like if you're only going to do it once a week, you might as well try to maximize that one day a week as much as possible.
Monday is the day everybody streams, from
Yes.
political content
Yeah.
from the weekend
Yeah.
to everybody getting caught up on stuff from the weekend
Yeah.
to every Tom, Dick, and Harry who hates everything else that decides they want to overlap it and try to
Yep.
pull the fuse away.
Yeah.
The best, like, I watch a lot of Tuesday night streams and I watch a lot of Thursday night streams,
Yeah.
including like, for instance, Thursday night, Louder with Crowder.
Yeah, I
I
think
just-
the most of it, I'm trying to hurry up and look at it before we get off, but I think the top two was definitely Wednesday and Thursday, and I just can't remember where the rest of them were at.
Yeah, for sure.
So I've looked at a lot of numbers from the Dark Tide Enterprises streams. So Magic's been on Monday and Thursday, and I'll tell you the Thursday streams hold higher than the Monday streams. And the highest streamed days just in general for YouTube are Monday, Thursday, Saturday.
Yeah, people.
So
those are
your
the
biggest
days.
competition is always on those days.
Yeah.
Monday, Thursday, Saturday are the highest number of people watching,
Right.
but unfortunately the highest number of people streaming, and this includes Twitch, because it's important that this includes Twitch because you're playing essentially an e-sport game, Magic Arena.
Yeah.
So if you're going to be marketing it that you're going to be playing Magic Arena, you're also going against people on Twitch, just not just YouTube. You have to take that into consideration. So when I say Monday, Thursday, and Saturday, I'm also including the Arena Twitch streamers.
Right.
That's also their highest congestion of days as
Right.
well are those days. I mean, Vera does pretty good on Thursday.
Yeah, Thursdays have
So,
always been a pretty
yeah,
decent
so you
decent
might
day.
Thursday might be a good day for you. You
Yeah.
know, because there's a lot of people watching. So Thursday
Hopefully.
might be a good choice. Wednesday, Tuesday and Wednesday and Friday. Well, you probably can't do Friday because it's the weekend, but Tuesday and Wednesday, you have less people in your streaming days.
I just think a day like Wednesday would be good for you. You know, I don't see a ton of Magic channels ever streaming midweek. They're usually beginning of the week and end of the week going into the weekend. So I think that maybe that would be it's a good to at least test it out.
Yeah.
Thursday would be a really good one for you to stream Arena because that's the Friday Night Magic on Arena.
Right, exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
That's
So
you'll be
competing with
Yeah.
that crowd
Yeah.
for Thursday Night Magic.
Right.
Yeah, and you're better off. I'd say you're better off on days where where I think that there are more watchers. And yes, Thursday is a congested day as well, but I feel like there's more eyes on the platforms.
Yeah.
So even though you're up against other arena streamers, I think you're still going to get eyes on your stream.
Definitely.
And then maybe some weeks doing Tuesday or Wednesday is good, yeah, because there's not as many people streaming out there, so you might get more eyes simply because you're one of the only few that's actually streaming Arena on that day.
Yeah, for sure. But stay tuned. Watch Undying's Twitter to see what days he's streaming and when he's streaming. You know, yeah. That'd
What's
be
the
a
poll
fun platform.
so far?
I don't
What?
want Twitter.
The two top was Wednesday by far was like the most. Like a Wednesday at 47%, Thursday at 22%, Monday at 18%, and Tuesday at 12%.
Right.
Tuesday at 12.
We have 12%.
Oh, 12%.
Yeah.
So
You
hey,
give them
at least
time
you know
frames for
there's-
your stream?
What's that?
You give time frames in the request, or just the day. Like what time frame?
Just a day, because I'm going to stick to the same time frame because
Right,
I
'cause
do it at
it's the
7
one for
o'clock.
you,
Because that's
right.
when I'm, after I get home from work, eat dinner, it's like 6 o'clock. So that gives me enough time to get down here and then get the broadcaster set up and then go.
Right. It's
that
It's
makes
what
sense.
works
I
for
mean,
you.
that's a good time to start.
yeah, for sure. But all right,
I mean,
guys.
like-
I think that's all we really
Oh,
had to talk about
Keith.
this week.
You made it late.
What?
And
Keith is
one
like,
day,
Oh yeah.
Titan
I
doing,
saw
"Hi,
that.
you're late."
I mean,
Yep.
a last plug for the one day Esper
Yes.
Minecraft channel will exist.
Yeah.
And it will be big.
So
Maybe
here's the
one
deal.
day.
For those of you that like Minecraft, I have a server set up and run. I'm
Yeah.
willing to put Vara and friends on. I pretty much pay for it, and it's a quiet server. It's whitelist only. I'm trying to get her on it. We're up to 114.3 now. Come check it out. I mean, if you're interested, Vara, I got you. I got Grim.
I mean, I'm on it.
Let's get Eric on it. Yeah, you're on it. You're on it so far as to say that you've logged in once and have never played on the server.
That would
Yeah,
be
I've
me.
logged in a couple times.
I'd log in and be like, "Hey, I'm here." And
Yeah,
then that'd be it.
it's better than nothing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, just rebuilt Spawn out. I mean, I haven't been playing because it's like all of my friends are on summer break, and I'm trying to get people that like, if you're gonna stream, come stream on us. Come stream on the server. I mean, I'm not trying to make anything off of it. It gives you a server to run, and you can even run it for your patrons and stuff too, for the people who are interested.
there you go.
Yeah, I mean, for anyone who wants to contact the Spare, he's on Discord.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
If you're on
Yes.
Discord, you can easily find him. He's on the Dark. He's one of the. He is one of the master admins for the Dark Titan Discord, so you can find him on there.
Right.
And then just message him, and he'll give you an invite, or he'll talk to you about it.
Yeah, for sure. And of
So
course, Mr. Undying will be streaming next weekend on Wednesday. You said
Yep,
next week,
that's right,
Wednesday,
Wednesday.
8. What time do you go live? 7
7
p.m. Eastern.
p.m. Eastern
Yep.
Standard Time.
Yep, and yeah,
And
See,
I guess
that might hurt you too, because if you're streaming at 7 Eastern, that's pushing 4 p.m. West Coast time. You may want to consider pushing that to 10 p.m. Eastern.
I
Or
would
even- or
if it
even
wasn't
9.
because of my work schedule, because
Right.
I got to be in by, well, depending on what my schedule is, like usually 6.
Oh, how many hours you stream?
Just 2 to 2.5, depending on what's going on. If enough people show up, I'll stay up a little bit later just for the for the sake of it.
Yeah, because you're missing like prime time for West Coast when a lot of people try to tune in streaming.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, guess what I can say about that. The only wisdom that I can offer is that
He
I
has
have
no
looked at I have no wisdom. My wisdom is 3. Anyone plays D&D, my wisdom is 3, which is I think the minimum for many characters.
If you can get your intelligence down to a 3, I can awaken you.
Oh God, yeah, that's true. So Vara used to stream. You used to stream at 7,
Yes.
and then it was changed to 8. And
Right.
we both looked at it. I looked at it for her, and we did like an analysis on the numbers. And her
The
numbers
later, the
are
better.
higher.
Right.
Her numbers are higher starting at 8 than
Right.
they are
Yes.
starting at 7. The reason why we start this at 7 is, one, it's a kind of talk show, and 2, there are some people who would watch us that also watch a lot of the political casts
Right.
that are on Wednesday, and
Right.
we try not to bump against them. We do a little bit going to 8:50, 9 o'clock, but
Right.
we have a lot of those people here for the first hour.
Yeah.
I think the crowd Eric, you're going for, they don't care. They don't watch that.
Right.
stuff.
You're going
You're
directly
for
for
the
the magic
gamers.
crowd.
So
Yeah.
right, we're people that are watching us, so that's why we start this at 7. But her numbers are higher starting at 8.
Right.
Starting at 10 is a little tough for people who live on the East Coast, unless this is your job.
Yeah.
Which for a lot of people this is not your only job. Then yeah, I agree. Starting at 10 would be difficult.
Right.
Yeah.
But thank you
All
guys
right, yeah,
for
thank you,
hanging
everyone.
out this week. I do
And we'll be
appreciate
back
it.
in 2 weeks because we're back on the every other week schedule.
Where does
So
2
we'll be-
weeks push us for pre-release? Is that the
That
week?
puts us after pre-release.
Pre-release is next weekend, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
this
it's-
week on Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern, I will be doing the early access streamer event.
Oh,
So-
Eric,
Yes.
warning, next week, broadcasting on the 3rd or the 4th is just going to be bad. All the local fireworks happen on the 3rd, and all the primary fireworks happen on the 4th, so you might just keep a regular schedule.
The 4th. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yep.
So
Maybe-
That's
Next
true.
week is a bad week. Don't change it up for next week. Change it
Yeah.
up for the week
Yeah.
after that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. Yeah, next
Good
week
point.
my schedule will be different because 4th of July and everything, because usually I stream on Thursday, but Thursday's the 4th, so I'll probably
Oh,
move
by the
to
way,
to a different
Bar
day.
and Grim, if you guys would like, I'm going to be at a local fireworks on the 3rd, and if you would like to drive down and hang out with me for the night, I reserve a very large area.
Cool.
Oh, it's cool. Yeah, I'll talk to you about it, and I'll see.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
I'll talk to you about it.
Do. Yeah, you can let me know there if that's something you want to do.
Yeah, for sure.
So the 10th would be the next Titans table, and
Yep.
I think we're going to try and talk about some Commander 2019. And,
Hopefully there'll
let's
be
talk
news
about
on
Core
it.
2020 pre-release, please.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, we would definitely talk about Core 2020 pre-release.
Yeah.
How everyone's pools were, what we saw for decks and limited and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
we'll kind of touch on what we think is going to be happening with the next Commander set. And
Yeah.
For sure.
just so many products. Oh my God, it's
Yeah.
destroying my head.
You know what the
and-
funny thing
Way
is
too
that
many.
we have less products now than last year's release schedule, and
Yeah.
it still is too much.
Oh yeah, it's way too
it's
much.
just the time schedule. Like, I would be happy with 6 pre-releases a year if they were exactly 2 months apart.
Oh yeah. It's just,
They're also
it's-
supposedly doing a pre-release for the I haven't heard 100% yet, but supposedly they're doing a pre-release for the Commander decks.
Oof. That's weird.
Yeah,
It's
I don't know
bizarre.
how they're going to do that. Yeah,
It'd be like a launch party, if anything. I'm gonna run a
Right.
launch party tournament for it. So
Right.
I mean, it sounds like a cool idea. I'm just trying to run through my head like how exactly they would do it. Is everyone they pick a deck, they buy the deck, they play in a tournament?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
how I personally would run a release is everybody picks the deck they want to play with while supplies last, and the
Right.
winner gets a sealed brick of all 4.
Yeah.
I mean,
Fair
that
enough.
would be decent. I
Yeah.
mean, that's a cool idea.
Yeah. Doesn't sound bad.
And those commander decks are. I think you have a more even playing field, so I'd be more willing to play
Yeah.
an event like that where where you're doing the normal limited, the sealed pre-releases. It all comes down to what someone opened.
Right.
If you open bad, you don't have as much of a chance. But I feel like everyone's on equal footing in that type of event, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Alrighty.
All right.
Everybody, thank
Yeah.
you for putting up with my
Have a good night.
stupidity.
Yes. Thank you, Esfar,
Eric-
for coming
Eric's
on and
great
hanging out.
wisdom,
Oh,
Mara's
yeah.
redness,
Yeah.
and
My black
Grim's
box.
black soul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Black box, everyone. Black
Yeah.
box.
But thank you guys so much for hanging out the past couple of hours. I appreciate it. Undying, thank you for coming on. Esfera, Grim, of course.
Yeah.
But,
and have a good pre-release, everyone.
Yes, have a good pre-release.
For your local game store, don't let Wizards ban you.
Yeah.
Please.
There you go.
And don't play in the arena or sneak peek. Give their money to your LGS.
Yeah, definitely. Your LGS deserves it. But thank you guys for hanging out. I appreciate it. And we will see you in about 2 weeks on the next Titans Table. Have a fantastic night, everyone.